Hello Capricorn, welcome back to the channel. Before we even start this reading, I need you to take a deep breath because what I am about to share with you today is something that honestly gave me chills when the cards started revealing themselves. This reading is specifically about someone from your past, an ex or someone you were deeply connected with, who recently consulted a psychic about you. Yes, you heard that right. They went to see someone to get guidance about this connection, about what they should do, whether they should reach out, whether there is still a chance. The energy here is absolutely intense because the cards are showing me that whatever this psychic told them has completely shifted their perspective. But there is more to this story than what meets the eye. I want you to really tune into your intuition as we go through this, because the universe is communicating something significant through these cards. This is not just about someone thinking about you or missing you. This is about someone who went out of their way to seek supernatural guidance, because they are truly conflicted, confused, maybe even a bit desperate to understand what is happening between you two. The fact that they consulted a psychic shows how deeply this connection has affected them, how much they are still invested in figuring out whether there is a path forward. Now let me shuffle the cards here and see what the universe wants to reveal to us today. I am asking the cards to show me what this psychic told your person, what they are feeling right now, what they are planning to do, and most importantly, what you need to know about this entire situation. The energy I am picking up is very complex. There is hope mixed with fear, desire mixed with uncertainty, and a lot of hidden emotions that have not been expressed yet. The first card I am pulling here is the Knight of Cups. Capricorn. This card is absolutely fascinating in this context because it represents emotional pursuit, romantic gestures, and someone who is ready to express their feelings in a very direct way. This knight is all about following the heart, about making grand romantic moves, about not holding back when it comes to matters of love. What this tells me is that the psychic reading your person received was actually quite encouraging. From their perspective, they were told something along the lines of following their heart, not giving up on this connection, taking a chance even if it feels scary or uncertain. The Knight of Cups is a dreamer, someone who believes in the magic of love and second chances, in the possibility of rekindling something that was lost. Your person is being shown that they need to approach you with sincerity, with genuine emotion, with vulnerability. The psychic likely told them that logic and overthinking have kept them stuck, that they need to lead with their feelings instead of their fears. This card suggests that they are seriously considering reaching out to you, not with games or manipulation, but with authentic emotional honesty. What makes this even more interesting is that the Knight of Cups often appears when someone is willing to make themselves vulnerable, to risk rejection because the potential reward is worth it. Your ex or this person from your past is genuinely contemplating whether they should come forward with their true feelings. They might be planning to send you a heartfelt message, show up in your life somehow, or create an opportunity for a real conversation. The psychic reading seems to have given them permission to stop hiding behind pride or past hurts. But here's what you need to understand about this energy. The Knight of Cups can also be somewhat idealistic, sometimes seeing situations through rose-colored glasses. They might be remembering your connection in a very romanticized way, focusing on the beautiful moments while perhaps glossing over the real issues that caused the separation in the first place. The psychic reading may have reinforced their hopeful perspective without necessarily addressing whether this reunion would actually be healthy or sustainable. For both of you, this person is in their feelings right now in a major way. They are feeling nostalgic, sentimental, maybe even convinced that you were the one that got away. The consultation with the psychic has amplified these emotions because they received validation for what they were already feeling deep down. Someone told them that yes, this connection matters, yes, there is still potential here, yes, they should take action. Whether that guidance was truly in their best interest or yours is something we will explore more as we continue through this reading. I am also sensing that this Knight of Cups energy means they are crafting their approach very carefully. They are not going to just randomly text you or send a casual message. They are thinking about the right words, the right timing, the right way to express everything they have been holding inside. This could manifest as a letter, a long message, maybe even them showing up in person if the opportunity presents itself. The emotional intensity behind their intentions is very real, even if you are not seeing evidence of it yet in your physical reality. Let me pull the next card because I want to see what else came out of this psychic consultation. and what other guidance they received. The second card coming through is the Lovers. Okay, Capricorn. Now this is getting really interesting because the Lovers card is a card of choices in relationships, of significant decisions that need to be made regarding partnerships, of standing at a crossroads where you have to choose one path over another. This tells me that the psychic specifically addressed the question of choice with your person. The Lovers card suggests that they were told this connection with you is significant, possibly even a soulmate or twin flame type of situation. There is a sense of destiny or fate associated with this card. The idea that some connections are meant to teach us important lessons or help us grow in specific ways. The psychic may have explained to them that choosing to pursue this connection again, would require them to make some serious changes in their life. It is not just about wanting you back or missing what you had together. It is about truly committing to a different version of themselves, to showing up in ways they did not before. The Lovers also represents alignment and harmony, to people coming together because they are genuinely compatible and ready to build something meaningful. What I am getting is that the psychic pointed out to your person that there is potential for something beautiful between you two, but only if both parties are willing to be authentic, vulnerable, and committed to making different choices than before. They cannot just come back with the same energy, the same patterns, the same issues. There has to be real transformation and willingness to do the work. Another layer of the Lovers card is about values and what truly matters. The psychic reading likely made your person reflect on what they value most in life, and whether their current path aligns with those values. They may have realized that letting you go was actually moving them away from what they truly want. This card often appears when someone recognizes that they made a choice based on fear, external pressure, or superficial reasons rather than listening to their authentic truth. Here's where it gets even deeper. The Lovers card is ruled by Gemini energy, which is all about communication, duality, and seeing both sides of a situation. The psychic consultation probably involved a lot of discussion about the pros and cons, the past versus the future, what worked versus what did not work. Your person is being asked to really examine this connection from all angles before making a move. They are being guided to think about not just what they want right now in this moment of missing you, but what would actually serve the highest good for both of you in the long run. I am also getting that the Lovers indicates they were told about the strength of the bond between you two on a spiritual level. Even if things did not work out before, even if there was pain or disappointment, there is something about this connection that goes beyond the surface. The psychic may have seen that your souls have unfinished business, that there are lessons still to be learned together, or that the timing was simply off before but could be right in the future. What you need to be aware of, though, is that the Lovers is ultimately about choice, which means free will is very much at play here. The psychic can point out the potential, can highlight the connection, can even predict certain outcomes, but at the end of the day, both you and this person have to make conscious decisions about whether this is what you truly want. The cards can show possibility, but they cannot force anyone to do the emotional work required to make a relationship succeed. Moving to the third card now because I want to understand more about what is actually going on beneath the surface with this person and what the psychic reading revealed about their true emotional state. The Five of Swords is coming through, and honestly, Capricorn, this card brings some important truth to light that we need to discuss. The Five of Swords is about conflict, tension, feeling defeated, and sometimes about winning at all costs, even if it means losing something more important in the process. This card is showing me that part of what came out during the psychic consultation was acknowledgement of past conflicts between you two. There were arguments, misunderstandings, moments where both of you were trying to be right rather than trying to understand each other. The Five of Swords often represents those battles where technically someone wins the argument, but the relationship suffers as a result. What makes this card particularly revealing is that it shows regret over past behavior. Your person is recognizing that there were times when they were defensive, dismissive, or hurtful in ways that pushed you away. The psychic reading seems to have held up a mirror to their actions, making them face a reality of how they contributed to the breakdown of your relationship or connection. This is actually a positive development because true change cannot happen without honest self-reflection and accountability. The Five of Swords also indicates mental anguish and inner conflict. Your person has been battling with themselves internally, replaying scenarios in their mind, wondering what they could have done differently, feeling both regret and confusion about how things ended up this way. They sought out the psychic because they needed external clarity on something they have been obsessing over in their own head. The consultation may have helped them understand patterns they keep repeating, ways they self-sabotage, or fears that prevent them from being vulnerable. Another important aspect of this card is about choosing your battles. The psychic likely advised them that if they want another chance with you, they need to approach things completely differently. No more petty arguments, no more ego-driven conversations, no more trying to prove points. They are being guided to lay down their sword, to come to you with humility and genuine desire to communicate peacefully and productively. I am also seeing that the Five of Swords can indicate someone who is tired of fighting, tired of the mental torment, ready to wave the white flag and admit that they do not have all the answers. Your person reached a breaking point where they realized they could not figure this out on their own, which is why they went to a psychic in the first place. They needed someone to help them see the situation more clearly, because their own mind has been going in circles. However, Capricorn, I do want you to be cautious about one thing that the Five of Swords warns about. This card can sometimes indicate that someone is strategizing, or trying to figure out the right approach to get what they want. While I do feel their emotions are genuine, there is a possibility that they are viewing this as something they need to win back, rather than something they need to genuinely repair. Make sure that if this person does reach out, they are coming with authentic transformation, and not just better tactics. Let me pull the fourth card because I want to see what action they are actually planning to take based on this psychic guidance and what their next move is likely to be. The Seven of Pentacles is showing up, and this is such a telling card in this situation. The Seven of Pentacles is all about patience, assessment, waiting for the right moment, and understanding that some things cannot be rushed. This tells me that even though your person is feeling all these emotions and received guidance from the psychic, they are not going to rush into action immediately. The Seven of Pentacles represents someone who is evaluating their investments, looking at what they have put effort into, and whether it is bearing fruit. Your person is in a phase of contemplation right now. The psychic consultation gave them a lot to think about, open their eyes to certain truths, but they are also being advised to be strategic about their timing. They understand that approaching you requires careful consideration, that they need to show you through actions, and not just words, that they have actually changed. This card suggests they are working on themselves right now. They realize that coming back to you with the same energy, same issues, same patterns would not create a different outcome. The psychic reading likely emphasized personal growth and development as necessary steps. Before attempting to reconnect, your person is taking inventory of where they are in life, what they have accomplished, what they still need to work on, and how they can present themselves as a better version than before. The Seven of Pentacles is also about long-term vision rather than short-term gratification. They are starting to see this connection with you as something worth investing in properly, something that deserves time and genuine effort. The consultation with the psychic helped them shift from impulsive emotional reactions to more mature, thoughtful planning. They want to make sure that when they do reach out, it is done in a way that has the best chance of being received well by you. What I find really interesting about this card appearing here is that it shows they are willing to play the long game. They are not expecting instant results or immediate forgiveness. The psychic may have told them that rebuilding trust and connection will take time, that you might be skeptical or guarded, and that they need to be patient with the process. This person is preparing themselves mentally for a slow and steady approach, rather than expecting everything to fall back into place quickly. The Seven of Pentacles can also indicate a pause before harvest, meaning they are waiting to see if the seeds they have planted or are about to plant will actually grow into something substantial. They are assessing whether pursuing you again is truly worth the emotional investment, whether there is real potential for success, or if they are just chasing something that cannot be revived. The psychic reading gave them hope but also made them more realistic about what would be required to make this work. I am also sensing that this card shows they are observing you from a distance right now. They might be checking your social media, asking mutual friends about you, trying to get a sense of where you are in life and whether you seem open to reconnection. They want to time their approach for when you might be most receptive, when the conditions are favorable, rather than reaching out impulsively and potentially getting rejected. Now let me draw the fifth card because I really want to understand what the ultimate message from the psychic was and what your person is carrying away from that consultation as their guiding truth. The Strength card is coming through in Capricorn. This is absolutely beautiful in terms of what it represents. Strength is about inner courage, emotional resilience, compassion, patience, and the power of gentle persistence over forceful action. This card is telling me that the core message your person received from the psychic was about approaching this situation with love rather than fear, with patience rather than pressure, with faith rather than doubt. The Strength card is ruled by Leo energy, which is all about matters of the heart, courage, and authentic self-expression. The psychic likely told your person that what is required here is not grand gestures or dramatic declarations, but genuine emotional strength and vulnerability. They need to be brave enough to admit their mistakes, strong enough to be patient with your healing process, and loving enough to put your needs and feelings before their own ego or desires. What makes this card so powerful in this reading is that it represents taming the wild beast within. Your person has been guided to control their impulsive reactions, their defensive mechanisms, their tendency to let fear drive their decisions. The psychic consultation was essentially about helping them find their inner strength to face the situation with maturity and grace. They are learning that real power comes from compassion, understanding, and the willingness to be gentle even when things are difficult. The Strength card also speaks to the strength of the connection itself. The psychic may have confirmed to them that what you two share is strong enough to withstand challenges, time apart, and past difficulties if both parties are willing to work on it. There is a solid foundation there, a genuine bond that has not been broken despite whatever happened between you. This gave your person hope that reconciliation is not just wishful thinking, but actually possible if approached correctly. I am getting that the psychic emphasized personal transformation to your person. Strength is a card of evolution and growth, of becoming a better version of yourself through life experiences. They were told that the person who originally connected with you needs to evolve into someone more mature, more self-aware, more emotionally intelligent. The challenges you two faced were meant to break down old patterns and rebuild something stronger and more authentic. Another beautiful aspect of the Strength card is about infinite patience and trust in divine timing. Your person is being guided to have faith that if this connection is meant to be, it will unfold naturally when both people are truly ready. They cannot force it, manipulate it, or rush it into existence. What they can do is focus on their own healing, growth, and becoming the kind of person who is capable of sustaining a healthy relationship. Let me pull the final card to complete this reading and see what the overall outcome or energy surrounding this entire situation is. The last card coming through is the Seven of Cups in Capricorn. This is such an important card to end on because it brings a reality check to everything we have been discussing. The Seven of Cups is about illusions, fantasies, multiple options, confusion, and the challenge of distinguishing between what is real versus what is imagined. This card is showing me that while everything we have discussed is true about your person's feelings, the psychic consultation, and their intentions, there is also a layer of fantasy or illusion at play here. The Seven of Cups warns that sometimes we become so enchanted with the idea of something that we lose sight of the reality of it. Your person may be romanticizing your past connection, remembering it as more perfect than it actually was, or imagining a future reunion that does not account for the real issues that caused problems before. The psychic reading, while potentially helpful in some ways, may have also fed into their fantasies rather than grounding them in practical reality. Sometimes people go to psychics hoping to hear what they want to hear, and they interpret the guidance through the lens of their own desires. Your person might be seeing possibilities and signs everywhere, because they want so badly for this to work out. But the Seven of Cups is asking them to be honest about what is truly viable, versus what is just a beautiful dream. This card also represents having multiple options or feeling overwhelmed by choices. Your person might not only be thinking about you but also considering other potential paths. In their love life, the psychic consultation may have presented various possibilities to them, different futures depending on the choices they make. They are standing in front of these 7 cups, each one containing a different scenario, and they need to figure out which one represents genuine substance versus which ones are just illusions or wishful thinking. What is interesting is that the 7 of Cups can indicate that not everything is as it seems in this situation. There may be information you do not have, aspects of their life you are not aware of, or complications that make this reunion more complex than it appears on the surface. While they are thinking about you and contemplating reaching out, they might also be dealing with other relationships, personal issues, or circumstances that affect their ability to actually follow through on their intentions. The Seven of Cups is ultimately about discernment and making clear choices among confusion. Both you and this person need to be very honest about what is real here. Is this a genuine second chance worth pursuing? Or is it nostalgia and fantasy masquerading as destiny? The psychic consultation opened a door of possibility, but walking through that door requires both of you to see each other and the situation clearly, without the rose-colored glasses or the fog of wishful thinking. So Capricorn, let me bring all of this together for you. Your person absolutely did consult a psychic about you and this connection. They received guidance that encouraged them to follow their heart, make conscious choices, acknowledge past mistakes, take their time, approach with inner strength, but also to be aware of illusions and fantasies. They are contemplating reaching out to you but are trying to be strategic and thoughtful about it rather than impulsive. What you need to understand is that their consultation with a psychic shows how significant you are to them, but it does not guarantee that reaching out or reconciliation is a right path for either of you. If they do contact you, pay attention to whether they have actually done the inner work, whether they can communicate differently, whether they are coming with genuine transformation, or just better packaging of the same old patterns. The universe is giving you all the information you need to make empowered decisions about your own future.